The 100th cadet class begins. Eren looks around and sees people from all walks of life taking part, from the elderly to little children. Not knowing any better, he believes they're all here to liberate humanity, when in reality, most are conscripts. Anyone old enough to hold a sword was eligible for conscription. The cadet training worked a little differently this time. Before, the cadets would train for 2 to 3 years, and then either join the scouts, garrison, or military. Now you train until you understand the bare minimum of ODM gear combat, and then you're sent beyond the walls. Only those displaying a huge amount of competence continue training. Mikasa is one of those. Her potential is immediately recognized, and she's offered more advanced training and a position in the military police. Mikasa declines though, as she only cares about protecting Eren, so she spends the rest of her training pretending to be incompetent, so she doesn't graduate too early. In the original series, Eren along with Reiner, Bertholdt, and Ani were all top tier cadets. This time, all of them can barely use the ODM gear because of the rush training. The training itself included the balancing exercise, combat training, and a few months of ODM gear training before the cadets are evaluated on their skills. Throughout the training, Eren and Mikasa primarily stick with the warriors. Sasha, Connie, John, and the other cadets they befriended originally were all killed when the warriors destroyed Wall Rose. During the combat training, Ymir began hovering around Eren and Mikasa, much like she did with Historia, attempting to force a friendship. The warriors notice this and wonder if Ymir is either too friendly or is also suspicious of Eren and Mikasa. In reality, Ymir is targeting Frieda. She believes Frieda is just like her in the past, a goddess about to be betrayed by her followers. Ymir learned about all of this when she overheard the church talking about Eren, Mikasa, and Frieda. Ymir didn't care about their suspicions of Eren and Mikasa. What caught her attention was when they started ranting about their god Frieda forsaking them, and what could be done to make her see reason. Ymir is hoping to find Frieda and save her from that fate. Eventually, 6 months pass. Eren, Ymir, and the warriors are allowed to graduate. Mikasa takes the training seriously in the last month, and graduates as well. All of them showcased enough skills to choose between the scouts and MPs. Naturally, Eren picks the scouts, and is excited at the opportunity. Mikasa pleads with them to join the MPs. She tells them the government uses the scouts to cull the population. Eren, undeterred, simply replies that it's also an opportunity to cull the Titan population. Ymir also joins the scouts. She is still interested in Eren and Mikasa, and she knows if anything happens beyond the walls, she can use her Titan powers to escape. Like in the original, Ani joins the MPs, and Reiner and Bertholdt join the scouts. Before we move on, there's an important question we need to answer. Would Frieda or the church let Eren go beyond the walls? Before I answer that, I must explain what Frieda's been doing these past 6 months. In the 6 months, Frieda successfully uncovers the perpetrators behind Historia's murder, but in the process, she also becomes aware of the grave danger she's in. She learned that the order came from the royal government and was executed by Kenny Ackerman, a member of her council. Frieda knows that her powers are ineffective against both Kenny and the nobility, therefore she must devise a different approach to confront them. Initially, the idea of confronting them at all posed a dilemma for Frieda. Society was built on the alliance between the race family and the nobility, and she questioned if challenging them was the right decision. Frieda pondered that for a moment, until coming to the realization that she didn't care. The society built by Karl Fritz is why everyone's suffering, why she's a prisoner in her own body, and why her sister was murdered. And all of that, for what? So the nobility can live in luxury? So she can preach about peace and forgiveness to her mindless followers? Why does she even care anymore? Why not let it burn to the ground? You have to realize that Frieda's been mentally unstable ever since Historia died, and the insomnia caused by resisting Karl Fritz's vow has been pushing her over the edge. Frieda's let it burn mentality is a twisted version of Historia's I am the worst girl in the world mentality. Frieda's entire life was defined by sacrifice for the greater good. The only reason why she took the founder from Uri was to save everyone. But now she's done with that. she'll focus on avenging Historia and ignore what happens to everyone else. Ultimately, this is just a coping mechanism. Deep down, she still wants to save everyone, but the sinking realization that she might never break the vow has caused her to rationalize it by believing she didn't care about saving the world. Frieda's new worldview is why she lets Eren join the Scouts. He fundamentally rejects Karl's philosophy and wishes to fight against the world. Frieda views him as who she wanted to be, so she doesn't want to get in his way. She wants to see how far he'll get, and if he unlocks Grisha's memories and decides to kill her, she'll accept it. And if he dies beyond the walls, then it's proof as to why it should all burn. Kenny sits in an emergency royal council meeting. The nobles are furious with Frieda. Her refusal to erase and alter the population's memories has created chaos in Walsina. Walsina is just too small to house the refugees, and the nobles would rather they starve than give up an inch of their lands. They begin discussing ways to pressure Frieda, and that's where Kenny comes in. He's the only soldier unaffected by her power, so any threats against Frieda will be through him. Although Kenny has no intention of helping them, he wants the Founding Titan for himself, and the government's plan is his best chance. The plan that is proposed is the nobles will confront Frieda first, and figure out why she's not stabilizing the walls. If that fails, Kenny will take a squadron of men to the Race estate and take Frieda's family hostage. The entire council knows it's a risky plan, as none of them really understand how Frieda's powers works. However, they feel as if they have nothing to lose. Walsina's falling apart, and it's either they're killed by rioting peasants or by Frieda. Erwin announces a new expedition with the objective of clearing a path to the Trost district for future expeditions. However, everyone knows it's another culling mission. The newly trained scouts haven't learned the scouting formation, and most can barely use the ODM gear. Right now, the Survey Corps consists of a handful of veterans and countless untrained conscripts, and the results are as expected. The instant they exit the walls, the scouting formation falls apart, and Titans start rampaging the lines. Mikasa, who is riding alongside Eren, is primarily focused on protecting him from the Titan horde. Despite having little training, Mikasa is still capable of killing Titan. However, the number of Titans attacking is simply too much. Some get past her and reach Eren. Eren is practically worthless with ODM gear, so when he's confronted by a Titan, he misses his grapple and he's grabbed. Mikasa watches hopelessly as the Titan eats Eren. But then, like in the original, Eren transforms inside the Titan, and then starts rampaging, killing every Titan in sight. Mikasa tries to follow Eren, but he continues roaming farther and farther away from the scouting formation. The chaos caused by the Titan horde prevents the information from reaching Erwin, so no scouts pursue Eren. However, Ymir, who had been hovering around the pair, uses the chaos to transform and chase after Eren. Mikasa and the other scouts hear the explosion, but the chaos prevents them from deducing who or where it came from. Ymir follows Eren, keeping her distance and watching him kill Titans until he tires out. She doesn't understand why she's even helping him. Up until now, she considered him an idiot who was only useful in helping her get to Frieda. Ymir dismisses those thoughts and convinces herself she's only helping him for her own benefit. Once Eren collapses from exhaustion, Ymir intervenes and rips Eren out of the Titan before he's completely swarmed. She brings Eren to a nearby forest. Her plan is to rest there until nighttime, and then when the Titans go to sleep, they'll sneak back into the walls, and she'll drop Eren off in a convenient spot in the Rice estate. As Eren had told her, he was a servant for the Race family. Ymir is confident her plan will succeed, as she snuck into the walls once before. Inside the walls, the news of Eren's transformation causes an uproar. The government and church are shocked that Frieda kept Eren a secret. The population believes Eren was an ally to the colossal and armored Titan, so they're celebrating his death. Erwin is frustrated that a Titan shifter slipped through his fingers, and Ani and Bertholdt are furious with Reiner because he didn't pursue Eren. During the expedition, Reiner was watching Eren and was there when he transformed. However, as he was looking for an opportunity to transform and chase after him, he saw the Jaw Titan, and the sight of it stunned him and caused him to miss his chance. Mikasa falls into depression after the expedition. She's the only one left now. Everyone she cared about is dead. Even the reveal that Eren was secretly a Titan shifter means nothing to her. She has no point in living anymore. However, Mikasa doesn't understand why she continued fighting after Eren disappeared. Wouldn't it have been better if a Titan killed her then? All that's left for her now is finding a new purpose in life. Later that night, Frieda is walking around the race estate, reflecting on Eren's death and what it means for her struggles. If Eren, the boy who raged against the world, was killed immediately, is there any hope for her? Frieda had accepted everything being hopeless, but despite that, she's still saddened by the implications. Frieda sits down and begins brooding over her next move, until she's interrupted by movement behind her. She looks back and sees an unknown woman carrying Eren. Frieda notices the Titan marks on the woman's eyes and readies her hand to transform. Frieda's assuming that the person is a Marleyan Titan shifter. But then Ymir drops Eren and raises her arms in the air, trying to signal that she doesn't want to fight. Ymir had known for a while that Frieda possessed the Founding Titan. However, she didn't know about the King's vow. Everything Ymir knows about the Founding Titan came from when she was a child in Marley, and the Marleyans believed that the Founding Titan was an evil monster about to destroy the world, which caused even Ymir to be terrified of meeting Frieda, hence why she wanted to meet Frieda through Eren. But she figured that after saving Eren, Frieda might be willing to hear her out. Ymir tells Frieda what she heard about the church and her desires to help her. But Frieda remains suspicious, as from her perspective, Ymir could be an ally to the armored or colossal titan. But as the conversation progresses, Frieda begins to trust Ymir, as she thinks they're both alike. Ymir's story about being a goddess and sacrificing herself for her people resonates heavily with Frieda, as she's gone through the same thing. That night, despite just meeting, Frieda and Ymir forge a strong friendship over their similar upbringing, with Ymir even pledging to stand by Frieda and help her overcome the vow. And once the conversation ends, Frieda reflects on this unexpected friendship and how nostalgic it all feels. The warriors are unsure of what Eren's transformation means for their mission. It doesn't make sense for Eren to be the Founding Titan, as 1, why would they pass it on to a child, and 2, why would they send him outside the walls? Ani wonders if there's a conflict going on, and only some people know about Eren's secret. That would explain why some members of the church were suspicious of him, but ultimately no one stopped him from going beyond the walls. But Reiner is unconvinced, and he even takes it a step further by questioning if Eren has any connection to the Founding Titan. He proposes that they should just forget about him for now, and focus on uncovering the identities of the Jaw and Founding Titan. And this is when Bertholdt chimes in. Up until now, he's left most of the work to Reiner and Ani, but now he can't stay silent. He had been thinking about the story Eren told him, about how he and Mikasa fled Walmeria and found work as servants within Walsina. He found that weird because Ani tried something similar and failed because everyone was suspicious of infiltrators. Until now, he just assumed Eren succeeded through luck. But what if it wasn't? What if someone knew Eren's secret? That would explain how he found work as a servant. While it appears that Bertholdt is simply stating known information, he has a deeper point, he's just not sure how to convey it. But Reiner realizes what he's trying to say. How would the Race family know about Eren? King Fritz wiped everyone's memories. While it would make sense that the church and government might know, the Race family shouldn't, yet they took in Eren as a servant anyways. Ani perks up. She already knew the true king was ruling from the shadows. Does that mean Rod Race is the true king? Or is it one of his children? For the warriors, their next moves are clear. Investigate the Race family, and uncover which one possesses the Founding Titan. The entire council bows as she enters, even though King Fritz is behind them. They start asking Frieda a variety of questions, but most center around 2 points. Will she help stabilize the walls? And did she know about Eren's Titan powers? Frieda has no intention of helping them, so she calmly tells them to give up some of their lands to appease the protesters. The nobles are outraged by her remarks, but maintain the appearance of formality by thanking her for her advice. On the second issue, Frieda simply dismisses their accusations by claiming they shouldn't question God's decision. The discussions end with the usual formality, and after Frieda exits, Kenny is invited into the room. They debrief him on the negotiation failures and give the green light for the plan to begin. All that's left is waiting for an opportunity to strike. Kenny can barely hide his excitement. It's all coming together. This is the reason why he helped them kill Levi, to gain their trust for a moment like this, but deep down, he's still unsure about killing Uri's reincarnate. Uri told him that he would live on in Frieda, but Kenny wants to know in what form, and if Uri would see him killing Frieda. Eren wakes up. For a brief moment he sees Grisha injecting him with a serum and begging him to kill Frieda, but then the memory fades away. Eren vaguely remembers rampaging outside the walls, but dismisses it as just a dream. He's mainly wondering why he's back inside the Reyes family's home, and what happened to Mikasa during the expedition. Eren sits in his bed for a while. He's too tired to get up, but then Eren hears footsteps.